Now, Revan, we are getting the players switched up. It's going to be the Jester squad on CDP defense first. Optic Gaming, is this one where you want to see them kind of conceal some strategies they're using, or like if they have like kind of something
I think they just play it
or they just
straightforward.
kind of play it more straightforward?
Yeah, they play straightforward for the trades and make sure they work together as a team. Really curious to see how this ban and protect phase is going to go, because the first map was pretty crazy. Let's see if Jester have any other tricks up their sleeve.
Well, we should be loading into the game and ban and protect phase momentarily here as players have gotten on the correct teams. I mean, Revan, this is one, right, where I've seen Optic Gaming have some very kind of unique strategies on this map, because it seems like they're less and less about doing the ridiculous risky plays and more for playing the trade, right? And by risky, I mean trying to force someone into bricks on offense where they rush up right through middle. If they do something like that, it's typically with the help of Formal watching over them with either a sniper or an M8, and you kind of chuckled there as the Argus is the first ban from Scump.
Yeah, no Argus for you, Nihil, as Scump. He'll get rid of that with his first ban. Now, something that we haven't seen too much from Optic Gaming as of late is Formal with the sniper rifle. Recently, they've been opting to ban it against some of the teams that they've been playing against, so limiting their own effectiveness with their sniper.
Oh, definitely, and you could see their chance still banning out that overkill. Now, Crim6 will be the next to go through. Now, Optic Gaming typically love to get rid of the tacticals in Search and Destroy, and as I say that, Crim6 bans the flashbang. It looks like they're still going for the bans they're comfortable with, even though they know, hey, there's an opportunity here for Jester to use some kind of unique setups that maybe we're not used to playing against.
And, you know, when we talk about what third perk you're going to use in Search and Destroy, now you don't even need TAC so you could comfortably go for Blast Suppressor and that silence. The HC is going to get banned out from Jester, and if I'm on Jester, you need to kind of do something to get Optic Gaming kind of off their game. They tried it in the first game with the trip mines, the shock charges, but yeah, Rapid Fire is going to go here from Karma, but I maybe would have expected something like a flak jacket ban from the guys on Jester just to try to get some early kills in the round.
What I actually really like from Optic Gaming is you could see that Argus was giving them some struggles last game.
Well, it's just annoying to play against.
And exactly, and it's one of those where if you think of the areas on the map where this could be useful, little
A-bomb site.
tin, A-bomb site, you have a good push maybe coming in from Scump, and then you have Nihil there with an Argus as he just drops him in one shot. Now into the specialist draft, though, it's Crim6 picking up that overdrive. We saw Parasite use that earlier this weekend.
We've seen overdrive quite a bit this weekend.
And it seems like players are starting to begin to realize again, you know, you can hit some pretty sick timings, especially on the map fringe near bottom middle, whether you're on offense or defense. Psychosis from Formal, this is not the first time we've seen him use that specialist before.
Yeah, he seems very comfortable with the Psychosis ability, but Johnny, the last one to pick, is he going to go for an overdrive of his own, or is he just going to play it safe? He's actually going to go with Vision Pulse, so 4 abilities for either team, very standard in Search and Destroy. But one thing I'm seeing is Scump with that kinetic armor. You saw him make big plays with it throughout the hard point.
Yep.
Look for him to do the same here in Search.
This is one where I kind of like the kinetic armor a little bit more when going for like a small door push, or a little room push by rails.
Kinetic armor is just good anywhere.
Oh, it's good in area, but from an offensive standpoint, I mean, even with offense or defense, you know, you flood right through that room into rails, try to pick up a couple kills on your opponents. There's a look at the Optic Gaming guys as they switch classes, but one thing I do want to highlight there in that specialist draft, Crim6 electing to snag overdrive over the specialist we see him use quite often, which is Vision Pulse.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that one? Where do you really see Ian using that on the map?
I mean, probably going to use it in like an offensive round, maybe to hit an early timing middle street. That's really where we've been seeing it most. You saw Parasite kind of yesterday do the exact same thing. But, you know, you could hit a timing through rails, through tin as well. Overdrive is just going to be used to close the gap between you and your opponent very quickly and try to get some early position, maybe an early kill from it.
Yeah, I think the silver lining here right now for Jester is this is the best of 7.
Yeah.
And obviously Optic Gaming do look very strong in the respawns, but if they can have a similar series to H2K, win their Search and Destroys like H2K did yesterday, I think that's really their key to success here as they move on in this best of 7.
Yeah, no faith for Jester in the respawns?
I mean, you have Optic Gaming who just showed their prowess in Hardpoint. There's another one coming up in Game 6.
Yeah.
You've also got CTF. I mean, CTF on Stronghold will be the map later on. I believe that's what DT beat Optic on in CWL. Yeah. So, obviously, that's one that I think they have their best chance of taking. Evac Uplink, I believe, is map 3. So, you look at those, okay, if there are 2 maps for Uplink and CTF they'd probably want, it'd be those 2 because, you know, the evac routes can be a little bit crazy. You catch your opponents off guard. Maybe if they do some interesting things in the ban and protect phase, they can kind of catch Optic, not in their comfort zone. And then it's CTF as well. I mean, it's the one game mode where it plays so differently from everything else. It's a lot more slow pace. We've seen on Stronghold yesterday there was like 6 gun engagements for some players after 8 minutes. How will that affect this series? That remains to be seen. Fringe Search and Destroy is starting up. You're not expecting to see much sniper play. I think we might have one brought out.
Well, yeah, the SVG
rounds.
makes it through, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know, you still have the L car, you still have the RK5 and the MR6 available for play. I think these players are going to be pretty comfortable with those in their back pocket.
Oh, for sure. Now, Optic Gaming on the offensive side first. If you had to pick where you think they'll wind up electing to go, which bomb site you think they're going to kind of go?
I want to see them start out with an A push, just kind of force that in the back of the minds of the Jester players. You know, just for future defensive rounds, they'll have to kind of dedicate players there instead of playing, you know, a stack near the B bomb site.
Well, you can see what Crim6 is electing to use here in round number 1. He's got
Karma as well.
Karma, and it looks like there's going to be an Optic Gaming push towards the rail side of the map. Look at the setup currently for Jester. They've got 3 players in position. That back box position is so strong for Niall, but Scump is able to peek on through. The trade's coming in favor of Jesters as it's a 3v2 number advantage over to the Jester squad.
Karma pushing forward, getting some position. He's going to catch this player out. Actually, no, doesn't finish the kill. He gets cleaned up by chance, so it's a 1-on-3 situation for Formal here. And what is a best-case scenario for Jester, they have a chance to open up Search and Destroy with a round 1 win.
Oh, definitely. And obviously Optic on the offensive side of things. So, you know, this push doesn't work out. They get a lot of information of where Jester like to sit up. Currently, though, Optic with just a 1v3 situation for Formal. He also still has yet to get that objective down. 43 seconds remaining as he continues to rotate around the map. And you can see the presence that Jester currently have. They're watching all their different angles. Love this setup from them as they can still work trades on the map. Oh, Formal not going to get the one burst he needs. He's getting player beginning to pinch on it. That's a good cleanup from Demented. Jester take round 1.
So one thing that we didn't really touch on coming into this game is kind of one thing working in Jester's favor is that they could watch all the VODs of Optic playing in the CWL and kind of get a leg up on them and study their strategies and try to formulate one of their own to try to counter what Optic are going to bring here.
You know, I've seen a few teams this weekend in talking to them backstage. They say, you know what, we studied up the ban and protect phase for this squad. We knew, hey, this is who we're going to be facing, or here's who we have an opportunity to be facing. Expecting Jester to have done something along those lines. Optic Gaming probably not having that opportunity, as you mentioned.
Yeah, this might be the very first time they're playing against this team.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a setup that they want to try. Jester flooding right up on the map. Smoke grenades down. Formal gets first blood. Niall's there for the 2-piece to even things back out. Optic Gaming going to have to rotate over. The bomb is yet to be planted, but beautiful use of trophies as well to stop those tacticals.
I love those uses of smoke grenades from Niall here, even though it does get cleaned up. He cuts off that line of sight from the player playing over near the back rocks, kind of forces Optic Gaming to be a bit more aggressive. It's down to a one-on-one chance. Going up against Scump, not going to be able to win that one. Scump picks up 2 in the round-ending kill cam here.
I actually really love that positioning from Optic Gaming. You know, they have Scump top barn. He gets the kill, knows there's got to be someone still in the back of the map, and look at how quickly he's there for the trade as Crim6
no hesitation whatsoever.
And I mean, you expect that, and that's what you like to see out of Optic Gaming, right? Great communication there. I'm sure Crim wound up mentioning he's still full health. You know, be careful of challenging Scump, though. Definitely feeling his shot right there as he starts off this game 3-1 after a fantastic hardpoint performance.
Yeah, no overclock being used by him on Search and Destroy, so he's not going to earn that kinetic armor ability as quickly as he did throughout the hardpoint. It looks like Optic Gaming, they're going to try and gear up for an A bomb site push here.
You can see Jester electing not to challenge Formal Middle Street. Definitely like
not
that
a good
decision
idea
from them, as that is not a player you want to see down your barrel. Formal trying to spot if he can see any player on the map. So far, though, Optic Gaming likely to change things up this time around. Beautiful nade spot actually by Jester to tag up Formal, but he's got flak jacket on to stay alive. Scump finds one. There's a trade again coming in from Optic Gaming, but not after Demented picks up 2 kills.
Yeah, Krim, he's all alone here. He's going to get dropped, and once again, it's down to Formal in a 1vx situation, going up against 2 players from Jester here, but he's got some good position to work with, and he has a lot of time left on the clock.
Formal slowly rotating. He still has to grab this bomb, very similar to the last offensive round for Optic Gaming. You can see the 2 players of Jester ready to go with whatever trade they wind up needing. 30 seconds remaining. Formal playing this one so cautiously as he's got to check every corner.
Yep, time starting to wind down. We'll spot one player here over near 10. Hits the couple of bursts, but doesn't finish the kill. Jester hold on, and they take their 2nd round win. Let's watch this one again in the round-ending kill cam. Johnny had to have been full red here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Formal tagged him up a couple times. Unfortunately, though, you can see some of those bullets narrowly missing overhead because, you know, you get that flinch. There's no more toughness in Black Ops 3. Something that players have had to have kind of adapt to, and so far that one did not go in Formal's favor. Jester up 2-1, and this is a start they definitely needed in Search and Destroy. As they're back on the offensive side, we'll see if they can convert the first offensive round of the game.
The method playing very well for Jester here in the Search and Destroy, starting things out at 4-2, as Jester. They're going to be gearing up for an A-bomb site push of their own, but there's one player set up over near the back alley for Optic, and that player, it's going to be Crim6 immediately forced back down while you got Scumpy on the bomb. Smoke grenades coming out from Jester once again, just cutting off those lines of sight from Optic Gaming.
Here comes their push. Demented gets another 2-piece again by A. Beautiful use of that Vesper. Extended mag, quick draw grip just makes that weapon so lethal, especially from that range. One player pushing for middle map. You got Formal on the flank. Great job to get that pinch near that A site, and it looks like Optic Gaming have been able to make the number advantage go in their favor as Formal gets the headshot, and just like that, it's Chance left in the 1-on-2.
I like how kind of Jester are formulating their classes for what bomb site they want to hit. So using the Vesper when they want to attack. Hey, here comes Karma coming around through bricks, and Chance is going to get the jump on him.
Wow, nicely done by Chance. Just peeked the wrong side.
Yeah, kind of like a 50-50 play. If he checks left, he has a chance to pick up that kill, but Chance puts himself in a position to win the round. Clutches the 1v2 versus Optic Gaming. Jester starting to build some momentum.
And you kind of begin to mention right there, Revan, one of the rare times where Optic Gaming aren't in the best position to get a trade. Karma still watching over Tin as Formal began to push through Dark Alley. Obviously, Formal not knowing the player is sitting right outside the door, pre-aiming that, which did not help him in that occasion. But a round that Optic Gaming definitely could have closed out. Doesn't go in their favor, and Jester take their first 2-round lead of the game.
All right, so Krim has a smoke grenade to use here. I think they're just going to try to smoke out mid-street and maybe push on the bricks. Okay, so he changes up his class. As Johnny, he gets first blood onto Formal, but Karma's there to trade the kill. So early on in this round, 3 players alive for each team.
Optic Gaming, still wondering if there's someone on the flank. You can see Crim6 all the way in the back of the map there, kind of saying, hey, I mean, there's got to be someone in here, and we'll see if he's able to win that engagement. Karma with some beautiful shots from range. Crim6 does, though, die and Tin, and that should be a green light for Optic to begin the rotation over towards B.
Yeah, they know one player's over near Tin, so worst case scenario, they're fighting a 2-on-1 here over near the B side, so they'll take those odds any day as they're going to gear up for the bomb point. Here, Scumpy can get this down, no problem. We see where the Jester players are located. Demented on the A bomb site, Chance over near Tin. So this is going to be a free bomb plant from Karma here.
I mean, Revan, what's the setup you want to see them use after getting this bomb down? Where do you expect them to go?
It doesn't really matter where they go as long as they're close enough to make the trade. So it looks like Scump's going to go on kind of a bit of a rotation. He will spot both players out here, finds one. Can he get the second? Just waiting for Karma. You see Karma immediately backing up through tracks, and Scump gets the information where he is. Here comes Karma around the back as they're just going to work their man advantage to perfection. Optic Gaming, they bounce back, and they win their second round of the game.
It's the small little details like that, right, where look at Karma. He's on the right side, but he knows I should definitely not peek at the same side as Scump because that reason right there, the heat wave use from Demented. If Karma goes right, they both get heat waved, and they're right down his sights. It's an easy 2-piece for Demented. Yeah. Another swing round in their favor. Instead, Karma reads the situation perfectly. He rotates to the left side of the truck and takes down Demented with ease. And look, no heat wave for him now, even though he started off 6-4.
So 1-on-2 situation for Demented, choosing to use that specialist ability where, you know, he may have been able to use it in future rounds to kind of intro into the A bomb site, but as it stands, Jester, they're going to be gearing up for kind of like an B bomb site push. Optic Gaming immediately starting to rotate, so Jester, they got to work a little bit quicker here if they want to have the man advantage.
I feel like this is going to wind up being a situation where it's going to be a 4v4 while the bomb is kind of already down. It's going to be up to Optic to get the break into the site to retake that area on the map. Formal striking first blood again. Scump finds one himself. Now a 4v2 in favor of Optic Gaming. Chance, I don't wondering if there is someone on the flank. He does spot Karma, but Karma gets the better of him there on the wall run, and Scump takes down Demented. A perfect 4-0 clean sweep. Kids at home, you know, mark that down as how to break back into your own site after you kind of give up control for a second. You got to love the decision from Formal. You know, he knows he's one of the best AR shots in the game, right, Revan? He knows here they come to be. Instead of challenging, he backs up, stays alive behind Turbine to wait for his teammates to get there to help him out. Beautiful job from Optic Gaming as they tie up the game 3-3.
Yeah, no matter how good you are, you don't want to be fighting a 1v4 at that bomb site. And, you know, I love the decision from Optic Gaming. Just delay that defuse a little bit, look around and see if there's any trophy systems that Scumpy can destroy because he's getting closer and closer to that dart. Already has his kinetic armor to use, and that's going to be very dangerous for Jester.
So I'm wondering when Optic Gaming will kind of on offense elect to try to go for a more aggressive push in towards that middle dubs and bricks area. Try to catch their opponents off guard.
Might be here with kinetic.
I mean, yeah, it looks like that's not something they're going to do as of yet, but so far not too much of a presence in your middle. Like, here's an example, right, of Jester not having someone middle map. They could still watch over their bricks, but it looks like Optic Gaming have elected to go towards that A site. Chance strikes first blood. Scump gets the green light to charge on it. Dark Hall, he's got one player here. He will take down Demented. He earns himself a dart. Chance gets one, but Scump is fully streaked out yet again in this series. It's now a 1-on-2. Chance last alive. Scump is 10-3 on a 5 streak.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Scump just use his ping, but Chance makes himself known as he takes down Karma. Scumpy is there for the trade.
I'll tell you something. Revan walking around, getting things prepared. I was walking through between matches. Scump got in the booth. It's still like 9 in the morning, and he's just screaming at the top of his lungs, let's go, let's go. And Formal's looking at him like, bro, this is too early for this. My hands are freezing.
Formal's on that West Coast time.
Scump has been full of energy since the moment he walked in the venue, and it's showing here in his gameplay. A 6 streak, 11-3. He's fully streaked out. Everything going right for him now.
Yeah, let's watch him here on this defensive round. I think he might just try to back up and use his start. So how good of a pilot is Scump? You ever watch him use his dart?
I haven't actually seen him get his pilot's license yet. We'll see what he's able to get done with this score streak. You can see he's just got to wait it out. And I actually love using it on a round like this. It's not too late in the game. Unfortunately, Karma does die middle street. Optic Gaming just trying to have to protect his teammate, and Scump going to go for the one kind of hole in their setup to make sure he can't get pushed at the moment. Beautiful piloting skills through L-wall. Spots one player in the back of the map. Looks like that's the one he's going to try to chase down. And they just wound up dodging each other as the push towards B commences for Jester.
Yeah, so Jester, they're going to have some good position to work with at the B bomb site, but here comes the dart from Scump. He spots 1, spots 2, spots 3. No kills made for him. But Krim is able to pick up the kill on to Johnny. That's a lot of information gathered by Scumpy, though.
And look at how that just stopped the push and its tracks from Jester. They just had to wind up falling back. That lets Formal push up and get the kill on chance. And now everything begins to fall apart for Jester as Krim is in a one-on-one engagement. The trade does come in from Demented. Nicely done there to help out his teammate Scump, still with 2 score streaks. Will they try to use those to help secure this round win? Both players now being from little. Scump and Formal get the kill at the same time. Optic Gaming with 4 straight rounds. They're now 1 round away from going up 2-0 in this best of 7.
I mean, Jester, they just took so much time to get their push going. Scump gets a lot of information with the dart, spots them all out over near the B bomb site. I mean, I think he spotted at least 3 players with that dart.
Oh, yeah, and don't get me wrong, Scump is going off this game, but on the defensive side, the unsung hero is Formal. I mean, he has yet to die in that back rocks positioning. He knows exactly when to peek, when it's safe to push up, even there. Spotting the player who was hidden, trying to catch him off guard as he rotated towards B. He read the play like a book. And now Optic Gaming have this game in their hands. They just need to execute on their final plays. Does Scump have flak jacket on? Could you possibly check really quick?
Nope.
He does not. And this is a nade spot we saw earlier. Wondering if Jester will use it yet again. The Hellstorm comes flying in. And that's going to be a kill on Nihil. First blood, make it the second kill as well. Optic Gaming storming through this Jester squad at the moment.
Yeah, he's also going to ping the lightning strike. Won't call it in, so he does get the information on where the final 2 players are. Johnny set up near the back barn side. The Method threatening on the flank, but they know that nobody's here over near the B bomb site. So Scump, he's going to get a free bomb plant here, as Karma might catch a glimpse of Johnny going all the way through back barn, but it's up to Jester to try to win the round.
Might have worked out best for Jester, and Scump knows there's no reason for me to challenge that and die. Karma heat waves his teammate, but he gets the kill, and he's dropping the bags again. Something we saw this past week, definitely something Karma loves to do. Scump gets the final kill. I mean, wow. Scump ends the game, I think, on an 11 streak. Or something along those, something ridiculous as he gets your final kill cam here. Optic Gaming now up 2-0 as they win 5 straight rounds in a row to win that S&D.
I mean, what more can you say besides Scump just completely taking over the game? 14-3.
I mean, I don't know about that. Only 14-3.
Yeah, he could have done better.
Not even
could have got 20.
Not even a 5.0 KD there. Scump, step it up.
But
that's incredible.
Superb gameplay from Optic Gaming. I mean, you saw it throughout the entire Search and Destroy map. I mean, they're working right next to each other, working the trades in their favor as they're able to take that second map over Jester. Now we're moving into uplink.
And I mean, if you're Jester, right, you're up 3-1. You have some
things
rounds
are looking good for them.
And what's funny is even the rounds that they wound up winning, some of them were kind of engagements and timings that worked out in their favor, like that 1v2 where Optic just wasn't in the best position and not taking that any away. I believe it was Chance that clutched that up. But that's kind of a round that Optic were on, all right, guys, that's our one kind of fluke out of this game. We gave them their best shot here. Let's regain from there, and that's exactly what they did.